Hi. This past weekend, I went to the memorial service for my beloved stepmom who raised me off and on with my dad since I was 2 and just passed away recently. So, for 44 years, she was my bonus mom, my extra mom. And I went to her service this weekend, but unfortunately, I wasn't allowed to speak. And there was no open forum for anyone, who loved her to share their memories. So I have um, a statement that I wrote out a few days before her service to celebrate her life that I wanted to share. And I did share with a couple of people that day, my aunt and my cousin. But, I'm not the only person that loved her. A lot of people loved her. And when you spend 44 years with someone, you know, the people who love you and the people who love her want to know what you think and how her life has impacted your life. So I'm gonna read what I wrote, even if the people there didn't get to hear it. Most of those people didn't know her anyway. But for the people who knew her and loved her like I did, I want to make sure that they know how much I loved her. So here goes. At the young age of 2, I, Dawn, was blessed with a bonus mom. God made no mistake in choosing Sue to guide and motivate me. My dad was broken-hearted when my mom left him, and Sue lit up his life like a ray of beaming sunshine, so he nicknamed her Sunny. Growing up in their home wasn't perfect, but I was certainly blessed by their choice to remain together until I was grown. They stayed together from the time I was 2 until I was 20. They never got married, though. They never argued. Laughter was frequent, and they made my childhood magical. When I was scared, I had a cot next to their bed. When I was brave, I had a perfectly decorated bedroom. First strawberry shortcake, then pound puppies, and finally blue roses. Sunny blessed me not only with her love and affection, but with 2 amazing grandparents, a handy uncle, and great adventurous boy cousins. I was really blessed to see my cousin Jonathan at the celebration of life. I really enjoyed that. My cool older cousin John, who turned out to be even handier than his dad. My cousin Chris, who claims I forced him to play Barbies. And I think I was just preparing him for his future as a girl dad. I'm sure his daughter Mackenzie is grateful. Sunny never failed to make my childhood memorable. She sewed clothes for me. We had matching rainbow heart dresses. My girl cousins, Jamie and Kelly, and I had matching pink gingham pillowcase dresses. So for the memorial, Jamie and I wore pink gingham in her honor. I had a doll my size that I could share clothing with. I crafted 1,000 crafts, played piano, rode horses, and adventured on trips to Disneyland from the age of 4 until I was a grown-up, at which time she took my kids. We even made it to Disney World in Florida and the World's Fair in Canada. It was the trip to the World's Fair in the RV where she taught me how to read and write because I was way behind all the other kids. And she spent so much time with me, teaching me and getting me caught up. So much time that, in fact, in the 3rd grade, I tested gifted. We read books every night, and when I was old enough, we took turns reading. She helped me find my beloved Babysitter's Club series books when I started reading on my own, and everything written by Christopher Pike when I was a teenager. When I was in Hawaii with my mom, she would write me letters to update me on all the happenings at home and cut out the newspaper update on that week's General Hospital. That was the soap opera I watched with my big sister Jan. We went to the Renaissance fairs dressed as princesses, and she sewed all the costumes. Then we went to famous musicals like Cats and Phantom of the Opera. Her guidance led me to win hundreds of ribbons at the Fresno Fair. I even got a trophy once for ornamental horticulture. We would all decorate the scarecrows for the fair together, and we would find our supplies at yard sales, and we went to the swap meet every single Sunday growing up. And she cut and painted wood cutouts for every holiday. She helped me craft a magic show for elementary school for the talent show, and my niece was my assistant. When I was older and had kids of my own, we scrapbooked together. That was when we would talk, scrapbooking is when we would always share all our memories and look back on our fun times together. And that was when I would always tell her, there's nothing I can ever do to pay you back. There's nothing. And she said she never wanted me to pay her back. She wanted me to pay it forward. She was her best as a grandma. She watched Jeremy at night when I was going to college, so I could finish my degree at Fresno State just like she did. She retired when Christian was in kindergarten, so she could be a full-time mom to my baby sister Ellie and a full-time grandma to my boys, Jeremy and Christian. It was the greatest joy of her life to be a mom and a grandma. It was even better than softball, and she really loved softball. She never stopped helping people succeed. She loved kids, whether it was teaching in school or Sunday school or camping or around the house. You always learned something. She helped me through every breakup with her wisdom on that subject. She helped me with my wedding in 2010 to my husband Michael, whom she adored, mostly for his cooking, because she really loved to eat. And she also loved animals. Like, she had a big heart for animals, and that's where I get it from. She had a finch that she and her parents rescued, and a beloved parrot named Max, who was supposed to stop her from sleepwalking. Her favorite cat, Sweet Pea, rescued from a car as a kitten, and the childhood dog I finally tricked my dad into getting, Patches. She had a deep love for each one of those pets and all the ones that came later. And she was a great parent to not only me and Ellie, but when my mom needed help towards the end of her life, she called Sunny and she asked her to take in my younger sister, Adora. Sunny didn't hesitate or make excuses that someone else should do it. She told my mom that by the time she could get to the airport, there would be a ticket there for Adora. And then we all got in the car and we drove 5 or 6 hours to LA to pick her up. Anytime I needed her, she was there. Like when my mom died and we took a trip to Hawaii but we doubled it as a senior year celebration. So we went to Honolulu and we did lots of fun things. And then we went to the Big Island and we took care of all my mom's things. She loved me when it was hard. And sometimes it was really hard for her to love me. I didn't make it easy. Like the time I ran away to get married when I was 18. And she found out from the grocery store clerk. And she made me tell my dad. Or when it was she loved me when it was easy. When that marriage gave her her first grandson, Jeremy. I too loved her when it was easy, like when she brought home Ellie, my baby sister, or when she helped with my kids. And I loved her when it was hard. Like the time she got cat scratch fever, or when she lived with us, when she had knee surgery, or when the dementia came and she was just a crazy mess. And she forgot so much stuff. No matter what she forgot, at the end it was even words. I think she knew that we loved her and she loved us. But more importantly, she knew of God's love for her. She would want us all to remember how loved we are by our Heavenly Father. We are each His favorite masterpiece, crafted to reflect His heart. I have no doubt she has joined our Father in heaven and been reunited with her parents, whom she has been missing so long. We will be a while longer, but we look forward to our reunion with her one day. Until then, I will be missing both of my amazing moms and recalling their wisdom every day. Thank you for listening.